Hi everyone. We're having new meeting today. It's about the new course, the new online course that we are beginning, but it's also about the events that were um, happening in the past month with me and with my colleagues. So today we're gonna talk about the power of raising the vibration in very simple ways and how we can raise the vibration of the planet as well. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I did in the past few months. And we're gonna talk about simple methods of changing your frequency so that in the comfort of your home you can be harmonious and you can have beautiful relationships and you can have fantastic moments with friends and family, and you can also have a successful job, career, and inner life as well. So everybody's interested in that as far as I know, otherwise you wouldn't be here on my page. And it's great to see you all. So first of all, thank you for joining me wherever you are on Facebook or YouTube or my webinar page. I'm happy to be with you all and to have this experience together. We are in a powerful moment right after full moon. Some of us still experiencing the effects of the full moon, I'm assuming. And I'm happy to be with you all. You have some links above or below this video. Um, they are above if you're on Facebook Live, and they are below if you're on YouTube, that are referring to the new training that I'm starting today. So this is actually the beginning of a new training that is called the Pranic Consciousness Process. And the first webinar is free, as always. We're going to have a beautiful meditation together towards the middle of or the end of this webinar. And we're going to have a great time together. I'm going to also answer questions if you publish them in the comments below. So if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, you can use the comments below to ask questions during this interactive session. So the theme of tonight is how to raise the vibration and how to use meditation to do that. And the theme of the whole training, I'm going to share about that a little later. First of all, what is vibration? That would be a great question, right? What is vibration? What is frequency? You know you are energy. Otherwise, if you didn't know that, you wouldn't be here. You are energy, and you're made of the very same particles that all this universe is made of. The whole universe is made of the same thing. It has the same essence, it has the same energy. And you are part of it and united with it because what binds you is the same fabric, right? And that is called energy, chi, prana, or mana in various cultures, and it has been measured and proven in physics as well. So science is getting a hold of it now and is knowing that it exists and is knowing how it's starting to know how to harness it and so on and so forth. So on all scales, this is a truth. Energy exists and you are energy. Two very important aspects to establish. And because you are energy, so you are made of these little particles that have been so far broken down to the level of the Planck particle. So very, very small, little tiny energy particles that have been discovered in physics. Because that is what you're made of, you are constantly vibrating, right? That's why we say raising the vibration, because you're made of these little particles that are constantly vibrating, constantly interacting with each other, but constantly in the move, constantly in a spin, and they are spinning at a certain frequency that is influenced by many things. So the spin of your particles, the spin of that what you're made of, is influenced by your food intake, alimentation, is influenced by your emotions, is influenced by your thoughts, is influenced by the environment you're in. So depending on where you're at, you're vibrating at a certain frequency, or in other words, your particles, the particles you're made of, are moving in a certain way. I'm going to excuse myself to have some water. And that is happening constantly. And the way you're vibrating, like I said, is influenced by all these things and many, many other things. And in a nutshell, is influenced by your lifestyle. All that you choose in your day-to-day life that makes up your lifestyle is influencing the movement of your energy, or the movement or the spin of these little particles that you're made of and that your oil field is made of. As it actually, it also influences how you interact with the environment, so how you move or resonate the particles or the energy around you. So it's very powerful. Your lifestyle is very powerful. Your choices are very powerful, very important, and therefore having a harmonious lifestyle helps a lot with the way your frequency is, or the way your vibration is, or the way you are experiencing your body, for one, and reality. Reality is everything that is apparently outside of you, everything that interacts with you. Yes, your life, the way we call it, everything that happens with your relationship, with your career, with your jobs, with your families, and so on, is influenced by your lifestyle. That's how important your lifestyle is. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, and in the entire online course that is composed of 8 webinars. We're going to keep talking about lifestyle choices and how you can adjust these choices by simple steps that we do at home. Each one of us can do at home, very simple steps that are adjusting your lifestyle, that are helping you to resonate at a higher frequency, in a more coherent way, in a more harmonious way, and interact in a more harmonious and beneficial way with all the ones around you. So, what do you think about the topic of tonight? Are you interested in that? Are you already having a lifestyle that is generating the best, most beneficial outcomes in your life? Are you very happy at the moment? Are you perfectly harmonious in your family, in your relationships, in your career, in your abundance patterns, and in your creativity? Or is it something that you would like to change? Let me hear from you. In the comments below, I'd like to, or love to know, for example, what would be the aspect of your life that you really want to enhance at the moment. Say you have uh, 5 categories, let's say health, wealth, career, family, and appearance. Yes, let's say we have these for 5 aspects. Which is the one that you would like to improve at the moment, that you would like to enhance? Maybe it's already good, but you'd like to enhance it. Maybe it's not good at all and you'd like to change it from the core and have it harmonized. Yes, I'm going to repeat the 5 categories so that we can work together, because I want to know what you need. I want to know what you expect from this types of interactions. So health, wealth, career, family, and personal aspect. When I say family, I say relationship in general. It can be with your spouse, partner, kids and husband, all the dear ones, including your dearest relationship, your couple relationship and so on. So health, wealth, family, um, career, and personal aspect. Which of the 5 you would like to enhance, change, or repattern from the core if you were to change something in your life. Or if everything on these five categories is perfect, I would like to also hear from the ones that have already these five things super set into place, super harmonized, and super well going. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your comments that you're already placing. They are helping me a lot to know, who's here and how we're meeting. Because I'm not gonna go and do a webinar about what I know and what I want to express and that type of encounter where the healer is healing himself. I want to help you get the best of this time together since you took your time to join and be with me. So somebody is asking, how can we know if the Kundalini is awake? Oh, trust me, sister, when your Kundalini awakens, you know, because you can't ignore that. You can't overlook that. The Kundalini, what is Kundalini? Uh, let's um, let's start with that. Kundalini is an energy stream, also called the serpent in certain traditions. Even the Hindu tradition is depicting it like a coiled serpent that is coiling at the base of your spine, and it's basically an energy, a very powerful energy, that has to do with sexuality, that has to do with the inner prana and how it circulates. And it's mainly, for most people, it's stuck, I would say, at the base of the spine. So that's why most people on the planet at the moment, actually, more of us are evolving, but let's say the general population for a long, long time has been um, interacting from the first two or maximum three centers, energy centers. So the base, the cycle, and maximum the third were the centers of main energy interaction on the planet until like 10 years ago. As the humanity is evolving and as this energy is starting to slowly move for many of us upwards because it's meant to circulate upwards, as we're evolving, this energy is starting to touch the upper centers of our energy bodies. So it's no longer stuck in the first center or first two centers, yes, and rotating there, but it's starting to circulate up along the spine where it's meant to be in a natural and healthy system, and it's starting to touch and open the higher centers of your energy system. And that's when, for example, if it touches the third center, you become more self-aware and more self-confident, and it empowers you to speak your truth in a harmonious way in your interaction with the world, and be confident of what you want to express. If it touches the heart center, the fourth center, you start to be more loving and you start to experience the world as being part of you, as being relationships are no longer about me, and them, but you're starting to look at how you can collaborate instead of compete with other people, and you start to be more loving and more harmonious in giving and receiving love. And if it touches the sixth center, you're starting to develop a high level of creativity and intuition and communication in a very vast and complex way, and actually commune and communicate not only in a harmonious way, not only with the beings of this planet, but with interplanetary beings as well. That's when you're, starting to interact better with the astral plane and have a certain um, interaction with time where you can actually modify time easily. But I'm not going to go more into that because it might seem creepy to some, or it might seem impossible. And I want to see and know how open are you to a vast array of possibilities. If it touches the sixth center, that's when infinity begins, because you're no longer confined to this world, this body, this um, five senses. You are starting to experience the vastness of creation and the vastness of yourself, and perceive yourself as an unlimited being that is not even confined to its many lifetimes, but it's beyond that. And if it touches the seventh center, then you're one with the one that is breathing us all, and then you're no longer experiencing yourself as a separate entity, but as one that is, permeating through all creation and is being permeated by it. So that's in a nutshell the response of what happens when Kundalini awakens. I hope I've been accurate. It's much more than that. It's much more to talk about Kundalini. What I encourage people is to take it slow, or to take it in a harmonious pace, and not to force Kundalini to awake as many do now in workshops and breathing techniques. So don't push it. If you clear your energy centers in your physical body diligently, and if you practice breath work or tantra, it will naturally wake. You don't have to push it. We don't recommend pushing anything, and we recommend balance in everything, and having a responsible, wise attitude about all your choices in life. I hope that's answering your question about what happens if Kundalini awakens. And if Kundalini awakens, mainly, not only you become more aware and united with everything, but the levels of the energy, that the physical body is experiencing are sky high, and you're capable of doing things that are have been impossible for you until that experience is occurring. And so not only, like I said, the level of awareness is infinitely enhanced, but also your levels of energy in the physical, but the levels of prana that you can harness through your cells when Kundalini is fully awake are unimaginable, and actually you become one with prana. There's nothing lacking. The pranic field from completely flowing. Um, I hope that answered. And if you have any further questions, it would be interesting for me to hear them. I am experiencing some glitch here. The Facebook is asking me to reconnect. I don't know if you still hear or see me, but mainly I'm trying to continue with the YouTube video, and you'll be able to see that after. Maybe Facebook is now having a limitation to how long we can display. We don't know exactly. So those of you who are watching on YouTube, just please know that we are working on both platforms at the same time. So just know that that's why I'm rambling a little bit, just to be able to get this done. Okay, I'm hoping that everyone is fine and is seeing me perfectly. I'm seeing your comments and very beautiful comments you have here. It's amazing what can be done with technology right now and how easily we can connect. It's beautiful that we have this moment of sharing together, and how we experience that is so beneficial for all. I'm gonna take a pause just to be back with the Facebook video, and hope that those of you on YouTube are patient with me. Um, in the meantime, what you can do is open the link about the class and see how you relate to that, because tonight is just the premiere of the opening of the live interactive video class that we're gonna have, and we're gonna do that only on YouTube, so we won't experience jogging with two platforms at the same time. Let me know what you think about this link and about the information there, and how you are resonating with that, and how you feel about it. So yeah, I managed to be back live again. I was sharing that everything is vibration, and I've seen in the comments that you've made on Facebook that some of you are interested in changing either spirituality and family life, or health and wealth, and so on. So your comments were very obvious in terms of what you want to change. I would also like to know what are the steps that you are now taking into changing that. So you want to change something and you feel it's no longer working for you, and you feel you would like to have more harmony in that field. Probably it would be necessary to make some steps into changing that. What are the steps that you're doing now to change the aspects of your life that you feel that need a change and that are no longer working for you? Thank you, Scott, on YouTube, that you are confirming the video, and you're confirming that it's going fine. Thank you, everyone, for supporting this and for your patience. So what are the changes or tools that you're using now to change the aspects of your life that you feel are no longer working for you? What do you do? And I'm going to share, of course, along this webinar that's going to last for about 1 hour from now, I'm going to also share the tools that we know that work very well for pranic people, and for people that are very accurate in harnessing energy, and for people that are trained into having a beautiful interaction with the universe. I'm going to share their tools, because in my life I've been working with energy since I was a child. I've been experimenting with crystals since I was 12. I like numerology. I like astrology for a while. I like meditating in crystal since I was an adolescent. I like vegetarianism. So those were the first tools that I worked with. Then for 10 years, from 19 to 28, I worked with some crazy busy tools for becoming a manager. So I didn't quite use holistic tools. And then for another while, since 10 years ago or 9 years ago, I'm again working with meditation and prayer and universal connection and crystals and breath work and yoga and tai chi, and I'm accumulating this vast experience in energy work, and still studying more and more techniques that would bring more energy harmony, not only in me, but on the planet in general. I'm interested in planetary evolution, and I'm interested in planetary harmony. So it's no longer about me and how I can heal myself. That's already mostly taken care of. Now my work has expanded to planetary and interplanetary aspects, and the tools that I'm working with have evolved as well, to the point that now I'm, holding workshops and conferences all over the world on energy mastery and energy harnessing the prana for success and nourishment. And I'm also writing books about it. So the fifth book has been issued this year. And I'm organizing two important events, one online and one live, that are meant to support planetary evolution. So online we have the Planet Consciousness um, Summit that has interviewed more than 28 amazing pranic masters so far to know how they harness energy and what are their tools. And on the live aspect, I'm organizing the third edition of the Pranic Festival in Romania, where we actually host these people locally in a beautiful energy uh, place in Romania to know to find out and learn from them about their tools and their um, practices and with the healings that they make and everything that they can share with us. And I myself, I'm holding conferences in this as well. So having had this vast activity in the past 10 years, I accumulated some experience on how prana work, how energy works, and how we can actually work with it to make ourselves into a better health, more harmonious family and friendship relationships, better abundance pattern, the career that fills our heart with joy, and also a better physical aspect that has to do a lot with health. Having known about these tools and practicing with them for so many years, and I have daily from 4 to 8 to 10 hours of practice, energy practice. I'm able to share these tools with you, and I'm happy to bring more information to you about this because I know many of you need it. And as you've shared in your comments before, you need to know about how to change your family life, how to change your spiritual life, how to change your abundance patterns, and so on. And this has to do, of course, with your frequency. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you about the tools that you use um, for changing the aspects in your life that you feel that no longer are harmonious for you. So what do you do? If you are in a point where you feel something is not working for you, either in family or career or abundance or spirituality and so on, what do you do? What do you use as tools to change that aspect? Or have you begun to work on it already, or are you just ponder or thinking about it? What's your state? Looking forward for your answers. I know you're out there. I know you are happy to share with us. So please do so that your soul family here can learn from you, so that we can all learn from each other, and so that I can also level my information to what you need. So what are your tools when something is not working? And of course, I'm going to share my tools right away. But just wanted to hear from you because you are such great masters, and you're here for a reason, and you've been drawn to this beautiful meeting for a reason. You have something to share in this gathering, and you have some experience to and some good, beautiful energy to bring. And I'm sure all of us can benefit from your presence here. So be generous and plus about yourself and your ways to change. In the meantime, until the comments appear, because we're still adjusting with everything, I'm going to share what we've discovered from our research and from my personal practice about what can really bring a shift into one's life. And I'm going to also share a little personal, insight on how my life has changed because some might ask themselves, who are you to talk about? Who am I to talk about life changes? Who am I to talk about shifts, major shifts, and changing the aspects that are no longer serving us? What's my experience with that? Somehow I know are asking themselves about this, and I'm going to just share that for a moment. Um, so my life has not always been on this holistic pursuit. Like I said, as a child, I started with a very high interest in holistic aspect, and I really studied them meticulously. It was my alternate life, so to speak, apart from my school and family life. And feel free to ask the questions that you want to ask. Also, I'm sensing someone wants to ask something and hesitating. So I learned about all these wonderful holistic things like using crystals and meditating with them and so on. I practiced that along with vegetarianism until I was maybe 18 or 19 when I got a full-time job and a full-time um, um, access in the university. So I was doing both in parallel. So for more than 5 years or 7 years, I worked at a very intense pace in my career and in my studies as well. And I forgot everything about my other aspects that were more holistic, that were more in a vaster array. So I focused on what is material, on achievements and on goals and on purposes, and all that was governing my life. And I can tell you that it was not very harmonious to the point where everything started to go sideways. You know, my family life was not good, my career was evolving, but I was very, very unhappy and unbalanced. I was working very, very many hours a day, way beyond what's normal. And I was having all this trouble with figuring out what am I doing in this world and what are my basic um, needs. And as I was starting to get very, very unbalanced, and including health-wise, and the doctors and medical system was not finding any solution for me, I started to eventually look at the holistic part of my life. So not having a response in the general medicine, I started to go into the holistic medicine and follow my intuition with it and meditate every day and participate to group meditation and take classes. So the amount of classes and information that poured into me in the past, in the first, 4 years of my quest, from 28 to 30, do, so to speak, were huge in terms of going to several retreats a year, reading a vast amount of books, and all about healing and holistic um, aspects, and of course practicing. So my daily practice has increased, like I said, to 8 to 10 hours a day because I did this shift that I'm going to tell you about. Um, Before starting the holistic path, I was a wife, I was a manager, getting ahead in my career. I was trying to be a friend for a few people, but not very well succeeding at that. And I was trying to be a daughter and a sister for my family. Some of these roles were really disharmonious, and to tell you the truth, I was pretty much failing at all of them. Uh, my career was evolving, but was not, like I said, making me happy or bringing me any satisfaction. That was the only area that, let's say, worked a little bit. So I started to change as I started to meditate every morning for half an hour first, or 21 minutes. I started to see things differently. People would ask themselves, where did I find that half an hour waking so much? Well, I did because I chose to wake up earlier and I chose to have a different attitude about my day. So that half an hour started to change my life. I was doing chakra meditation at that time, following each chakra for like 3 minutes from top to bottom. That would energize and repattern my energy field on each chakra, and it was also helping me to observe what happened in my energy field, because with each chakra, some specific thoughts or emotions would appear or occur to me in that meditation. So that I was able to be accurate about how I think or how I feel on each specific energy center. That's what I was doing every morning. So since I was 27, 28 until now, there has never been a day without me meditating, and I'm not joking. Um, Many of you would ask, how was I able to meditate every day for so many years when this life is so frantic and so busy? Well, you learn to meditate in different ways. People, when we think of meditation, they think the only pretzel-like posture where you sit there for minutes or hours and all your body gets either very relaxed or very tense, tense, depending on how good you are at it. Um, Meditation is not only that. It is going deep and, you know, having profound insights in a point of stillness, but it also is a daily practice that can be included in the other aspects of your life. So you can be in a state of meditation while you walk the street, while you drive your car, while you play with kids, while you play an instrument or do something that is you're requiring your full attention. In that state, you can be in meditation. And meditation is proven to change the brain wave pattern, the brain frequency from beta to alpha and from alpha to theta. It has been measured. So it has been measured that when people are watching a sunset or listen to good music or preparing their favorite dinner, that's when also the brainwave shifts as if you were in a meditation. So it's an active meditation when you do these pleasant, very um, beautiful activities. So having learned that and having learned to take it deeper, in my day-to-day life, I've been able to get to very long hours of holistic practice. Also, all the techniques that I've read about, my favorite authors, because you can't practice them all, but I chose one or two teachers, and all the techniques that I've read of or learned about, I have practiced. So it is important to practice. When you do not practice, you just accumulate information. It's good that it stores in your auric field, but it's not really helping you at with the highest potential that it can help you. It's just a little bit contributing to your well-being, but not enough. So when you get your hands on new techniques that you resonate with and that you like, don't just um, content yourself with having heard about it or having participated to that class or course, but practice it and see what it's doing. And be curious. Be curious about what are these tools able to change in you, when you practice with them. Like, for example, you've been to a holistic healing class and you've learned about certain tools that are meant to heal others. For example, you've been to a training where you can become a healer. Well, you do not just resume to having heard about that technique and then opening cabinet to practice with patients. You have to practice for yourself first, and you have to have a daily practice for quite a while, but before actually declaring yourself therapist or healer and so on, because it's only the practice that makes a difference between somebody that has heard about something and somebody that is having the energy of that healing. The practice can make a difference, and the practice can change your life. So as I said, I was starting with half an hour a day, and my life started changing. I was starting to see things differently, and my motivations have started to change as well. So because I was working in a big company and working many hours a day, I started to look at what motivates me to be in that company. And I noticed that I was staying there from a place of fear because I was afraid to, not be able to support my family or not be able to pay my bills and so on. And I was not really at all happiness. Um, so when the opportunity has come, even though it was 2010 and it was a year of full recession, I quit my job just like that because I was aware that I was not happy in my job and I was aware that it was not a mutually beneficial exchange with the people there. So I quit and I started my own company on the same aspect, event organizing, but just I wanted to be on my own and have my own time and invest my energy in the things that I believe that are important. Um, so that was the first major change after starting meditation. I got my freedom in terms of career, and I was starting to do the things that I always I for a while wanted to do. Organize events on my own, and surprisingly to many, and but not to me, my income has begun to increase. Double, triple, and so on to the point where I was in a year of recession making hundreds of thousands of euros a month. So that has been a big change in terms of my financial and freedom and self-confidence. And not long after that, I started to look at changing my career altogether, because I was feeling called to um, not only organize events, from medical companies that were not really telling the truth and doing beneficial things for the people. I was willing to bring people that are really changing lives for the better. And so I started doing parallel events that were for personal development and holistic health. And that was starting to make me happy, because I was bringing people that would change the lives of the ones in the room. And at some point, as this was evolving, I felt that my relationship was no longer supporting my evolution, and that we were not collaborating with each other in a good teamwork, so to speak. So I discussed the possibility of quitting my marriage, and that happened very easily. uh, uh, right, not much after I started being aware of myself and my wishes and my motivations. And that has been another major change. But the biggest change of all, they were all big, but in a certain scale. The biggest change was after I did 10 days and 10 nights of dark room retreat. So 10 days of meditation with no light and no food, just some juices occasionally. That have helped me really get in touch with myself. Because if you have no technology, no friends to chat with, and no other external ways of distracting yourself, you have to go back inside and look at what's inside and look at what you can shift there and so on. So these 10 days of deep meditation in dark room have completely shifted my perspective of what I am and what I need to do here. Like completely. Like I came back home from that training in 2013 or 14, and not 2 months from there, I completely changed my life. Like left my apartment, left my uh, old life with friends and what I had in my old city, went to a new city where I knew nobody, and started this new way of living that implied teaching holistic workshops, writing books, giving healing sessions, and all the things that I was requested to do for quite a while before, and that I was not having the courage to do. So in this new city where I started from scratch with no money and no apparently no perspectives, because I was knowing no one. I just felt called in meditation to come in that city. In this new city, my new life has started. And I started to develop new beneficial relationships and friendships, started to develop new ways of being, along this time I moved into vegetarianism, veganism, and at some point mostly liquid food. I started to experience more and more with pranic nourishment, which is the ability of living with energy food and not physical food. I started to experience the other dimensions of my being, and like everything changed completely from that busy, over infatuated manager, of a company that I wasn't really believing in, and in a completely unhappy marriage and family relationships in general. I moved into this more confident aspect of me, that I know that I'm infinite, that I'm eternal, and that the main aspect of me is love and permeating through space and time, and that I'm not at all confined to this appearance that you are seeing on your screen, and that I'm not at all confined to my body, and that I can bilocate and relocate and shift at all times and be nourished or fueled in a completely different way, and that my possibilities are infinite. And that's my perception at the moment. And at the moment, my main work is to work with people in one-on-one healing sessions, or um, online and live classes or conferences, and in books as well, to help them evolve. And another layer to my activity has gone into work with planetary chakras, the planet itself, and help that evolve, by cleaning and clearing the vortices, enhancing the energy points of the planet, working with various spots on the planet and connecting them together and connecting them to interplanetary areas and the central sun and so on. So that's the bigger picture of my activity now. Could you say that this a change? This is a change? I could say it is, it's still an ongoing process. I'm still shifting every moment. I just came back from 3 weeks traveling with like 15 planes all over the world. Started from the Romanian Sphinx, moved into India, traveled through all India and conferences and working with portals, and then moved back to the Sphinx and then into the south of France, working with the energy vortexes there and holding conferences and doing healing sessions. So in 3 weeks, I visited like a huge amount of places on the planet, connecting them with the energy points that I'm working with non-physically, and seen like a huge amount of people directly or indirectly, directly by conferences and healing sessions, and indirectly in airports and various means of transportation that I had to use to move myself from one place to another. Has it been exhausting? Well, to some degree, yes. I just returned yesterday. Has it been rewarding? I cannot tell you how much, and I cannot tell you how humbled I am of this and of India and what it represents, and of how people are evolving all over the world and so on. So this is a life change. I'm just sharing this because you need to know that it's possible for us to change and to shift from the lowest of the lowest to the highest of the highest in some simple steps. What were the steps that I used? Because I'm still waiting for you to share yours. I started, like I said, with meditation, and I was doing this every day, and I'm still doing this every day. Just my amount of hours has increased exponentially along the years, and the amount of depth as well. I used and still use divine communion, either through prayer or through a direct request. I commune to my higher self and divine aspects of this universe to operate in this system that we call 3D, 4D, and so on, and to be permanently or as much as possible in a state of connection to this vast universal force that is operating all the systems, physical or not physical. And I use this consciously. So wherever I get out of the state, I'm putting myself back into this connection by request. I just ask to stay connected and to be helped in that. And I ask that I'm recalibrated when I see myself also that I see my energy dropping, my frequency dropping a little bit. So that's helping me constantly commune. Yes, I'm going to answer to your questions about my breatharian friends and the breatharian teacher in India and so on. If you have a specific question about that, feel free to ask. If you're just making a comment, thank you for your comment, and I'm glad you saw us together speaking on various things. Um, People in the comments say that they have seen me in India in various videos where I have worked with my friend Elita Melamine and have filmed in various locations with him. Um, Another tool that I used along the years was to lighten up my diet. Yes, that is a tool. Moving consciously from a denser diet that included meat at some point to a vegetarianism, veganism, lighter food, no cooked food, and liquids has helped me fine tune this physical body and turn it into an instrument where prana can really flow and really operate in a best most beneficial way. To the degree that now I'm not very much confined to my physical aspect, and some of my friends have seen me in my non-physical aspects in their dreams, their meditations, or their daydreaming, and have had the experience of me not being that confined to the body. Some of you might think this is unbelievable, but as you know, yoga practitioners and Qigong practitioners have this ability. And since I've been practicing this for years, it's just normal that we moved into that state. And that allows me to also operate with energy differently for healing in the one-on-one or group session. Um, Another tool, apart from the diet, was to treat the body like a temple and really honor its needs. So if I need to stretch and do yoga for 1 hour, even if it's in the middle of the day, I just stop everything and do it. One, because I do have the freedom, and two, because I know that whatever it is that I'm doing or choosing to do would be enhanced by my body being in harmony. So unless I'm in a group of people where I cannot get out of, so to speak, I'm doing exactly what my body needs. And even in those situations, I usually do find a way for putting my body at ease and do what it needs to do. Because I am aware that this body is an instrument and a transceiver for higher energies, and unless we keep it in balance, like you need to keep in balance your car or your various other devices, you also need to keep in balance the body and be very accurate about how you're using it, because it is your car and it's a car that you don't really get out of before you permanently get out of. So yes, there are out of body experiences, but then you need to get back into it and it's the same car. So you want to feed it the right fuel and use it properly, not bump with it in all the aspects that you can bump to, so that you keep it in good condition. That's what, and be aware that this body biocomputer is the house of your higher self, the house of spirit, the house of God, so to speak, and that you can utilize that house in the in a in a best, most beneficial way, so that spirit can stay in and thrive in. And you have heard of longevity, you might have heard of immortality. That is possible when you are in the state of um, communion and mutual respect with your body. Another tool that I've used was to practice silence consciously and to practice silence in nature. Why silence and why in nature? I'm explaining it now. Silence is a great tool that has been utilized for more than we know by yogis and by Qigong masters and by energy works in general, to get back in balance and get back in harmony and even discover new worlds. Because when you're in silence, you're able to listen and be aware of what is being transmitted to you and what comes to you. And so you can actually benefit from that on so by being recalibrated, re-energized, tuned to your essence by not using that much energy in speaking. You know, we're using a huge amount of energy with speaking and a huge amount of energy with trying to think things into wording. And the vocal cords and your abdomen and your mind are interrelating in this play in a way that is taking on a lot of energy. When you are silent for at least half a day, and that's a good exercise to start with, just don't speak for half a day, don't text, don't Facebook tweet or Insta post, just shut up for half a day and see what happens to your being. I know to some it's like outrageous, and it might seem impossible because people are so confined to this urge to respond to every single little comment or little tweet or post or and so on, that they believe that they would be erased from the face of the planet and completely not getting attention in the future if they just skip one of them for 10 minutes. It isn't so. You can survive. It will help you to evolve if you learn to disengage from this permanent conversation with the world that is not really necessary all that much, and take some time for yourself. My practice now is that when I'm with people, I'm with people, and I'm doing, like I said, huge hours of traveling and conferencing and doing one-on-one sessions and doing public posts and so on. But when I'm in silence and when I'm done with this sharing, group sharing all over the world, I have this little place in the mountains where I just come and shut up. Like today is my first day of arrival. Starting tomorrow, I'll be more silent as I just arrived. And I literally shut up for an extended amount of time, for days, if you were able to believe. I do post some things from time to time, but I'm literally not engaging in conversations that imply speech, verbal, uttering for days. If I go to a shop, I might say good day and thank you, but the rest of the time I don't call people. I don't try to engage in conversations. I just take my time, and this can last for weeks, if or at least 1 week if nothing occurs. So if I don't have a workshop or sessions, I just sit in silence for 1 week and only utilize the minimum amount of words or texting for what is necessary to be resolved, and the rest of the time I'm not looking for interaction or conversation. Why is this important? Because we need to recharge. of course, not all of you have the lifestyle or the life pattern that could bring you into 1 week of silence. And before I was doing 1 day or 2 days, and then I would start to meet friends and so on. But having discovered this new location in the mountains has allowed me to go more into my center and not look for that much social interaction in the hours that I'm not working with people. And that is so fulfilling. And that allows me to bring to people the best or the upgraded version of myself after I'm in the silence process. And it helps me to bring out the best of me. So when we take time for ourselves, it's for the benefit of others and it's not from a place of selfishness. And we have to learn this. And if you don't text your mother right away or don't text your spouse immediately or don't answer to all the comments that have been posted in the next second, is not that you are not respecting these people or do not have compassion for them, but it's just because you can take some time to yourself, express yourself. When you choose to again express yourself outwardly, you express some of the best versions that are available for them, and that's helping them. Um, I'm seeing that some people are talking about their masters, and somebody is telling me about Meher Baba, one of his masters. I'm happy to hear about him. It's the second time that I'm hearing about him in the past weeks, so I'm going to check on that information. Thank you very much, Scott. Um, Back to the tools, another tool that I shared about is nature. Like I said, I'm retreating in the mountains. Why in nature? Well, all your fields are recalibrated with nature very harmoniously. Not only that it holds all the elements in a perfect balance if you're out in the forest or out near a river or lake, and it balances your own element system. Also, you get to interact at a deeper level with yourself and with other beings that live in nature. Starting from animals and birds to invisible beings, you can be recalibrated by all natural items as long as you open to them. So that has been my tool and still is, and I'm moving more and more and more into utilizing this tool to the point where I spend as much time as outside as possible. So during the day, if it's a warm or good day, I'm outside most of the time, either on the terrace of my home or somewhere in a garden or everywhere else that I can be outside, and nature is helping me a lot to the point that the sessions that I had in south of France now with some very beautiful, very elegant ladies were not held in my cabinet that I had there, but were held in parks and on yoga mats somewhere on the grass and so on. That has been so beneficial for both of us, me and my patients. And I actually had much better results in open spaces just because they are opening more harmoniously. So use time in silence in nature as a tool for raising your frequency and see its benefits. And you might be surprised by how it can shift your mood when, for example, you come back to work just to have 15 to 30 minutes out in a park or out on a bench and not going back home right away with all the tensions in your office. You can just sit somewhere and breathe, and when you come back to your wife or spouse or partner or family, you get back with a better version of you, one that is more harmonious. And another tool, it doesn't really look like a tool, but it is selfless service. That is doing something for someone just because you can every day. When you find that something might be useful for a person or a group, and I'm working more and more with large groups now, and when you find something is useful, might be beneficial for one or more people, just do it. You know, not always you have to think of how to monetize it, how to put it into a bigger picture and so on. Just start doing it. And with starting doing it, you just get more tools and more insights, Like, for example, the Pranic festival in the Pranic consciousness process, when I started to do it, and display it as live interviews, at the beginning, I had nothing. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the resources. I started it in a donation-based collaboration with people that wanted to see the videos. I started from scratch. I didn't know about the technology. I didn't know anything about anything. But having started, more and more tools have come to me, and now it's arranged into a package of interviews that everybody can access for lifetime with not so much payment. It's by about $99 or something for lifetime access to constant interviews with outstanding people like Jasmine and Nassim Amin and scientists and physicists and doctors and holistic practitioners that run galaxies with their energies. So just start and I did it out of the awareness that it would be very, very beneficial for humanity. I didn't even think of how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to get out of it. I just felt that putting this people together on a platform and sharing their wisdom with the right questions that I'm feeling ready to ask would be would bring a whole new paradigm into humanity, because each and every one of them is a strong individuality, very powerful and very diligent in his work, but blending together these frequencies and having them work together, at least share space together on a joint platform, is of a great benefit for those of you who get in touch with it, and for those of them participating, for the participants as well, because it's a lot of energy running through. That would be selfless service. I'm giving an example that I've experimented with, where you can find your own rhythm. For example, helping someone with a video, helping someone with a song that he wants to download, helping someone with something that he wants to create, and he might not have the skills or the tools to graphic design, for example, or helping someone with whatever it is that you're talented at, that you can do with not much effort, and just do it. From that space of helping others just because we can, in a year that I was very much struggling, the first year of this new journey, some years ago, I was struggling around Christmas because I didn't have much to give as gifts, at that time. I was just beginning this new we'll call it career, I just call it path, and I didn't have, the knowledge of how to monetize things. And so I wasn't very well at giving gifts, but and I love to give gifts for Christmas. So at that point I saw that there is an opportunity for me to grow past my apparent lack of abundance. And what I did, I connected all the friends that had public spaces, cafes or little gift shops, and I told them that at a certain hour and a certain day, they are to receive the donations of people that want to donate toys or clothes for children. And in the New Year's Eve at 12 p.m., everybody brought their donations to these public spaces of my friends. They brought little clothes and toys and whatever they wanted to give. And then with my car and some other friends' car, we went with all these big bags of toys and boxes and so on, and we gifted them to a center that was hosting homeless children. And not only that I didn't have to make a financial effort, but I used apparently invisible resources like friends and media to connect people and help people that have to give, and people that have to receive. And that has developed into a social and ecological campaign that is called It's Better with Love, that has continued to this 14th edition. Um, just doing something for others just because we can, just because we have the resources and the knowledge of how to do it, or the guidance and so on. It's just so simple sometimes. And I'm just giving you two examples, that were not very big, just some campaigns and some summit that has been organized. But you can actually change the world. You put your mind to it. And I have outstanding friends having done amazing, amazingly vast actions in planetary gatherings. Also, another thing that I do for a planet just because I can is to travel to these portals, and my work is mainly volunteer work, to travel to these portals and work with them and with the energy vortexes into shifting the vibration of them and the vibration of the whole planet and whatever impacts at a larger scale, whatever is interacting with this planet. So that's another selfless service that I do. You can think for yourselves what are the things that you can operate with easily. Not a huge effort is required of you, but just to do something for someone because you can. It brings so much energy. That self-contentment, that appreciation of having done that is literally running a lot of prana through your body. And giving is receiving. Once you open to give, you're also opening to receive at the same time because you open your lids to your system, and that circulates more prana. So self-service was another tool that I utilized diligently for the past 10 years. And another very important tool that you wouldn't believe is that important was music and sound. I really utilized sound in all its aspects that I knew of, um, from shifting my music, the music I'm listening. I'm no longer listening music on the pitch that is not beneficial for us, about the 440 and 432. If you don't know about it, we're going to talk in the webinar about music, and I'm going to explain how you can choose your music that really shifts your energy field and your perceptions. I shifted my music, the music I'm listening, and I started to utilize healing frequencies and read frequencies and chanting to shift the energy in my body because I'm made of water, like all of you, and like this planet. And water is really resonating at sound. So I used like sound as mantra, sound as chanting, sound as music, sound as didgeridoo, sound as crystal ball, sound as inner chanting as well. And I'm still discovering new methods of using sound just to resonate this body and to resonate the places that I'm in also. And along with sound came dancing, and along with it came listening, and along with it came the awareness upon words and how important words are in uttering and speaking out the realities that you want to create. And I'm going to share you the wording magic in the workshop that is referring to the tool of music. Each tool that I shared so far, and there were 8, if you were, aware of this, each of the 8 tools are, each one of them I've been utilized and shared with people for a long time. And also I've been um, enhancing and improving them along the years. Um, it has not only helped me, but it has helped others to discover deeper and deeper meanings to these tools. And now, as I prepared this video class or video set of webinars, video program, I'm going to share this each tool with you and teach you how to utilize them in a way that is not that is easy, that is not hindering your life, that is not requesting you more time, but it can be integrated in your day-to-day life. So when we will have the webinar about divine connection and connecting to the universe, I'm going to show you step by step the do's and don'ts of this universal connection, what to do and what not to do when you try to connect to the higher realms. Then we're going to move into the next webinar and we're going to talk about lightening up the diet, and I'm going to tell you the do's and don'ts of this tool and how you can make it in a dangerous way and how you can make it in a harmonious way, including pranic nourishment that I practiced and so evolving into. When we're going to have the webinar about treating your body like a temple, I'm going to speak with each one of you of the tools that are most beneficial for them, because it's a personalized rhythm that each body has, and we can speak, directly either through the comments or through email collaboration during this training to to find what's best for you in terms of body nourishment and body awareness and body movement, so on, so that you have your personalized recipe for that. When we're going to talk about selfless service, I'll share various methods to do it harmoniously, because many people rush into serving with a perception of a savior or a perception of a must, and that brings disharmony. I'm not going to tell you more about this. Just join the webinars and we're going to expand on this topic. Otherwise, it's going to take 4 hours just to share about what's available. Do you have any questions so far? Some people seem to want to share something. Either is not coming through because of the connection, I don't know, or you're still shy on it. Let's see what people have asked so far. Okay. Mindfulness or meditation. Yes, I'm going to tell you the difference, even though it's not so big. Difference between the two. Meditation is bringing you into a state of being mindful. And this sums it up. And another webinar is going to be, like I said, about silence and nature. And I'm going to share how to blend these two and what is possible in terms of the magic of silence and nature, and how to do it harmoniously and how to integrate it with your social life and family life. And I know all of you want to know about this, but and have tried it for a while. And those of you who have not succeeded, maybe you need more tips about it. And last but not least, is going to be the webinar about the sound and music and chanting and vibrating with sound and words. And it's going to be a very in-depth teaching about how to use sound, music, and wording to create beautiful emanation and beautiful realities in your life. So that's mainly the tools that I use in my daily practice. Of course, Qigong, yoga are part of my daily basis training, and also meditative dance. But about that, I'm going to share more in the Treating Your Body Like a Temple workshop. Other tools that I use are related to mind mastery and deprogramming and reprogramming the mental field and the body. And it's going to be a webinar about that. It's really called Mind Mastery. So you see, you have access to 8 very specific and simple tools that have the ability to completely shift your life and have been used by me and have helped my life completely shift, and they are still shifting it, to the core. Each and every month I'm a new me, or discovering new aspects of what needs to be expressed through this body due to these tools that I'm constantly practicing to this day. So what I'm going to share is also my daily practice and my own experience, not just something that I learned about from other people. Um, how you can access this series of webinars. I know some of you are interested in that. You can go to the link above or below this video. If you're on YouTube, it's below, and if you're on Facebook, it's above. And you can find there the link to the pranic conscious process, the name of pranic consciousness process, the name of the training. Just see how you can obtain access to it through payment, and you can also request for a payment plan if you want. The price is really affordable from my perspective, because I've seen trainings of maybe hundreds of thousands of euros that some did, but some did not have such a big impact on people's lives. This is a combination of tools and techniques from very ancient but very accurate traditions, and they are combined or adapted to the day-to-day life and the day-to-day necessity of the people that I met, and therefore you're able to integrate these tools in your life without hindering your day-to-day rhythm or having conflicts with your loved ones. That's how you can access the training. We're going to have fun together. We're going to meditate in each session, and we're going to clean and clear your fields, because this training is supported by 8 ascended masters. You'll find information about them in the link that is describing the training. 8 ascended masters are going to work with you constantly during these 8 weeks, just to make your life better and help you with your questions and help you with your struggles or the changes that you want to make. And you're also going to have my support on email between the webinars. Each webinar is going to be in Thursday at 8 p.m. as far as we know so far. You're going to have my email support and the support of the online groups that we have, where you can chat to each other, share experiences, and so on. So you're joining a beautiful conscious community. You're joining me for 8 weeks for in-depth sharing, and you're joining a weekly meditation group that is literally bringing you a lot of energy for the changes that you want to make. Tell me what you think about this training, and what you think would be necessary for me to ask or add to these tools, or to the webinars that have been presented. And in the meantime, I'm going to watch your comments and see what you wanted to share with me, because they've been ongoing. So yes, somebody is asking me, what tools can I use to open up and receiving rather than shutting it out? Well, openness comes from a place of you knowing that you are connected with others. So you do not have to close to them, but you are staying open. How you can maintain that state and that awareness by using these 8 steps that I just shared. And the main one is meditation. But what helps you also open up to love is working on your heart chakra. So basically, you can do a meditation each day when you wake up, or whenever you feel you're closing, to breathe through your chest as if you had a nose in your chest, and to open this heart chakra. And right now, really soon, we're going to have this brief meditation when we're going to actually practice on that. So hold on, don't go away, just to benefit from this. And then from that, you can expand more and more and open to this to whatever it is that you want to receive, and to give whatever it is that you're meant to give to others. Giving and receiving is connected to heart chakra and love. Another question was about what men need and what makes them, the person said, fall down. Well, I'm not sure about the type of needs that you're referring to, but I can say that whatever hinders your vibration or makes it lower can be shifted, and of course can be adjusted by your choices. So if you choose something or feel something that you feel is lowering your vibration, you can move your attention from that need and back into your heart. And you can start meditating and see where that need comes from, and what's the necessity behind it, and what are the patterns behind it, and what really makes you lower your vibration by having it. We could talk about that, for a longer amount of time, but just to sum it up, go back to your heart and see where your necessities come from. And if you don't find in your heart that are beneficial for you, you can just forget about it and just focus on something else. It's all a game of focus, and whatever you concentrate on, you get energy too. So if something is lowering your frequency, just don't give energy to it. And that need, that desire, that necessity is going to be diminished. I hope this answered your question. Um, if there are no other questions, or if you are still pondering upon what you want to share, I'm going to move into the meditation, just to be able to share soul with you and to give you a gift of a dinner, give you some cosmic dinner, and to share some cosmic dinner together through this meditation. And then I'm going to wrap it up because we've been online for quite a while, and yeah. What I invite you all to do is now to move into a more gracious space. You just sit yourself into a comfortable position. See how your body needs to stand or sit so that energy can move harmonious through you. And if you want to join this meditation, make sure you won't be disturbed. Maybe turn off your phone or notifications for a while, just to be able to be with us. Then you can start following your breath and imagine that you're in a light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth that is constantly wrapping you, surrounding you in the light and energy and color that is most beneficial for you now. And as you breathe in, you are in this light column of the diameter like your head stretched out, and you constantly breathe in more and more energy from this column. And as you breathe out, you exhale all the energies, the tensions, and the concerns that are no longer serving you, allowing them to flow out of your body and into this light column that is pre-programmed to dissolve, transmute, and transform the energies that are not beneficial for you into a more beneficial energy. So breathing in, you bring in more love, more energy from this light column into your lungs and into your body. Breathing out, you exhale your tensions, your worries, your concerns, and all that is keeping you away from peace now. Following your breath, you imagine that it goes up like an elevator to the top of your head with every inhale, filling your body with light. And on the exhale, it goes down to the base of your spine, filling your body with light with every exhale and releasing what no longer serves you. Breathe in, draw in the light from the light column around you, And breathing into your body. Breathing out. You breathe out the tensions and you watch your whole body relaxing from the soles of your feet to the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs, the hips and the abdomen, the lower back, the upper back, the chest, the arms, everything you feel it relaxing in this light, wrapped in this light. The neck, the chin, the jaws, the eyes, the eyeballs, the forehead and the top of your head and the back of your head, fully surrounded in light, fully relaxing. Feel them releasing tension. You're in the energy spa now. Feel this energy rotating around you, dissolving away what no longer serve you. All the concepts, beliefs, programs, bonds and ties that are not beneficial for you can be released now, if you wish, with joy and ease and grace in this light column around you. Breathe in again and start focusing in your heart, imagining that in the center of your chest you have like a light sphere or a light ball that is getting brighter and brighter in every inhale as you focus all your energy in the center of your chest. All with every inhale, as if in the center of your chest you had a nose that helps you inhale more light from the column around you into your chest, slowly expanding your chest, the center of your chest, the heart chakra, with every inhale. Imagining that from the center of the universe you have a light cable that goes down to the top of your head and down through the pineal, pituitary, thyroid, down into the chest, into the thymus, lifting up the heart chakra. You can visualize, sense, or feel this light cable coming down. You can visualize, sense, or feel how it touches your crown chakra, and you can let it flow down through pituitary and pineal and thyroid down into your heart chakra, energizing your thymus, opening this super gland that they say can be enhanced at maturity and that we know it's ever changing with more energy. Science has proven that glands can expand. Let's expand this thymus heart chakra connection with every inhale. Inhaling in deeply, we see it expanding or imagining or visualizing. Let the tension dissolve. Fill your heart chakra with light and love that allows you to share harmoniously with others, give and receive in the best, most beneficial way. Feel the rhythm of natural sharing. Expand with every exhale this energy of love into the cells, into your organs, into your physical systems, into the auric field and out into the universe. You let them flow out, this energy of love from your heart. Emanate out into yourself, nourishing your cells, nourishing all the meridians, all the energy circuitry, the nervous and circulatory system, nourishing your entire body. This is cosmic dinner. Bring in more with every breath, centering in your heart. All your attention and energy are focusing there. Nothing else exists. With every inhale, you bring more of this energy into your heart. Exhale then this energy into the cells, into the organs, into the systems of your physical body, filling them up with love, cosmic love, then out into the universe, into your oil field now. You are just given this treat where you can enhance your energy to unlimited possibilities. Just feel free to practice it every day for better results and harmonious connection to the universe. And as we connect more and more into our hearts, into the center of the universe, we can come down with our attention towards the perineum and feet and let this energy flow down into the lower chakras as well, filling up with love, solar plexus, sacral chakra, and base chakra, filling up the legs and then shooting energy roots towards the center of the earth from each of the soles of your feet and from your perineum. You shoot like anchors or you send like anchors towards the center of the earth, allowing you to connect to the heart of Gaia and harmonically share with her this universal love that you're bringing in. As you connect to the heart of Gaia, the center of the earth, you notice and sort of feel the energy there at the core of the earth. You don't have to think to touch it. If you think it's hot, it's just a mental perception. You now perceive energy, not physical touch. And this energy of mother love, or compassion, of divine perfection is then flowing up through the soles of your feet into your body. Touching the soles of the feet, then the ankles, it's starting to flow up through the calves into the knees. It's starting to flow up through the thighs into the hips. It's starting to flow up from the hips to the base of the spine, and then up towards the heart chakra, into the base of the neck, and filling your whole body. It's starting to flow up into you with every inhale. This harmonious, amazing energy of Mother Earth, of Gaia, that is keeping your elements together, is flowing up your system now, recalibrating. You are to feel different after this meditation. If you let your thoughts dissolve like clouds above your head, you might have better results. Just let them flow out of your head and dissolve like clouds above your head. None of them is necessary now, and you can take them back every time. Feeling the flow of this energy all around your body, you see it flowing into your body from Mother Earth's core, and then flowing up like a fountain, springing up to the top of your head, around you in a toroidal shape, forming a sphere around you, a shield of a spherical shape that is literally harmonizing and protecting your whole auric field with the energy and the biomagnetic field of Earth. See it flowing around you, rain breath with this energy of Earth that you are constantly breathing in through the soles of the feet. And know that with every breath you are more harmonized, more abundant, and more protected by these two harmonious energy vehicles, the column of light from the center of the universe, and the sphere of light that comes up from the center of the earth, surrounding you wherever you are. You're constantly fueled. And as you are in these two vehicles of light, one with yang energy from the center of the universe and one from the center of the earth with yin energy, they both mix into your heart, creating the perfect yin and balance in your heart. And from that, your whole system is emanating this harmony around you, harmonizing people and other places that you go and so on. Everything can be touched by your presence when you are harmonious. And with that, we can come back into the room with our attention and back into our bodies. You are present in your body. Wiggle your toes. You're present with your presence in the soles of your feet and your ankles and your calves and your knees and your thighs. You're inhabiting your body with your energy body like a hand within a glove. You flow into your hips, abdomen, lower back, upper back. You are present in your chest and heart. You are present in your arms, present in your neck, chin, mouth, cheeks, eyes, to the top of your head. You're fully present in your body, back into the room. Thank you for returning here and thank you for joining this brief exercise or meditation. I hope you had a great dinner. I hope you perceived this energy play that we've created throughout your body. How many of you have felt something while we were speaking? And just feel free to raise your hands. And you can also share in your comments about what you felt in the meditation. If you liked it, just like it and tell us, because we want to do more of what you like. And yes, some of you comment that giving is very healing to more than yourself. Of course, giving is healing for everyone. When you give, you not only give to others, but you let energy flow through you, which enriches yourself. And that's why I'm so happy to give this evening this knowledge or exercises and whatever flows, and to also invite you to tune more into what we have to share in the next Thursdays, because there's going to be more of this every Thursday. And now we just tapped into the field and had like a more open conversation with you. But next events, next webinars are going to go more in depth on techniques and practices, and we're going to practice together. And it's going to be fun, and you can interact with other people while they are online and participating, and that's creating a very beautiful conscious community. And I'm teaching this series of this class live, online, and on video since 2013. And each series has been amazing and has had amazing shifts because they had amazing results. But and you can see in the testimonials of our page, but it doesn't matter what others have. It matters what you want to have. What do you want to change? Do you want to change that spirituality aspect or that family aspect or that career aspect? Do you want to have more self-confidence? Do you want to feel more connected? You want to feel that the universe is working with you and not against you? Well, that's the step to take, to change. It's time to change. We've been changing portals for 3 weeks, for decades actually, but the past 3 weeks have been so intense, like unimaginable. And this brings more change to all people that are living on this planet. And this brings more change and power and support to each one of you each time we open a portal. So you are invited to make further steps into change. If you do want to shift these aspects, just go deeper, with this training if you feel called to it, with other tools if you feel called to them. And also, most importantly, don't think in financial terms. Just don't think of that. Because you might say, oh, I want to do this training, I can do this and that and this and that. And just trust that when you enhance yourself, you are supported and you are helped and you are always encouraged by this universe to do the shifts in your life that are beneficial for it, for you, and for others, and to trust and receive the tools that you need, for that. So don't think in numbers. Just think in what makes your heart sing, and know that you have the right to have this training if you need it. And you have the right to give yourself this gift if you are meant to have it. And you have the right and deserve to benefit from harmonious education and good teachers and comfortable ways of accessing information. Like you can join this from the comfort of your home and watch it and replay it for as many times as you like and talk to me anytime I'm available just to have more support with this training. And you deserve that. And you deserve to give yourself that. So many people are extremely rich. I'm coming from the south of France now. The richness there is unimaginable, and what people can do with money. And yet, when they are to give themselves some thing that is important for their evolution, they are hesitating. And that comes from the lack of self-love, the lack of self-confidence, that you deserve to have good in your life and you deserve to share and you deserve to not operate in the same patterns over and over again, that you can do it. You can make a change in your life. And yes, that involves money, and so what? How many things you have bought that did not bring any happiness or, long-term satisfaction? How many things? Just think about it. The last pair of jeans or the last meal or some fancy restaurant or some thing that you would think would make you happy, that you paid for and it has not bring you the or maybe it has brought you a satisfaction, but now it's gone. It's no longer there. You've either eaten it or cooked it or worn it to its core, and now you cannot do anything with it. Yeah. Well, these types of investments that we're talking about now, are the trainings and the healing sessions and everything that enhances you are a lifetime, or I would say lifetimes investment. And most of the times not even expensive, like to the degree that it's changing your life. I'm just making you aware of your possibilities. I do not want to insist on any concept of what financial choices mean. I'm just, decluttering the way people think about money and what they give themselves. And for those of you who I know that can join me, just do it. It's gonna be outstanding, and it's a lot of um, beautiful things to share with each other. Thanks for giving, somebody says. Well, thanks for receiving, and thanks for supporting us with your comments and questions, and thanks for you being here, and thank you for your presence. And because we need your help to support this activity further, we do the training, and happy for you, those of you who joined. But we do a lot of volunteering work. Like 3 weeks I've been in volunteering all over the world, supporting my own flights and my own hotels and everything that I needed to have there for me to function properly from my own, income. And that's because I knew that my mission or assignment was to be there and participate in these gatherings or groups and be with these vortexes or temples and be with these people. And that has enhanced me, but it enhanced humanity as well. And I'm going to keep traveling and doing these portal openings in parallel with the class that I'm doing with you. So you're going to benefit from the energies that I'm, collecting and working with from these amazing places. But what we need is your support, because apart from the paid work that we do, and that is not very vast, we do like this amazing amount of volunteer work that is requesting a lot of expenses, and you can contribute to something bigger than you just by being here and supporting with whatever you can. You know, we have built or we have even built a donation page where you can contribute. I'm knowing and sensing some of you want to give back, and therefore I'm placing this link into the comments, on Facebook and on YouTube, just for you to be able to, if you feel like, to participate to something bigger than you by your donations and by your contributions, because we are happy for every hand that is stretched onto us and for every gift that we receive that is impacting humanity to such a degree, allowing us to move forward and to walk even deeper into what we need to do. So we are grateful in advance for your contribution, and we know that you are an important contribution for humanity as well. And we thank you for all the given us so far, and we thank you for being present with us now and supporting us with, your energy as well. I'm hoping that this talk tonight has been beneficial for all of you participating. I'm not going to spend much more time here with you because we need to move into my practice of tonight. It's already 10. Yeah, oh my gosh, I never imagined that I'm going to hold this for 2 hours. So feel free to use these links that I'm presenting with you, either for joining the training, the Pranic Consciousness Process, the series of 8 webinars that are going to skyrocket your evolution. And you can just look at the testimonials and on our Pranic Consciousness Process Facebook page to have an idea of what's what. But also, so you can join us and see us every Thursday at 8 p.m. or watch the video recording and be with us for 8 weeks in this amazing evolutionary process, as it is a great time of shift for humanity as well. And you can also support our work with a donation and contribution just to help us, move further and move wider in our activity with supporting planetary vortexes and supporting the gatherings that are working with this, and the um, events that we're feeling called to join in supporting and enhancing humanity. So blessings to all. Feel free to continue with your questions and your comments even after the end of this live video. We're going to reply to them as quick as possible. Please be aware that I'm constantly traveling between flights and various locations of this planet. So if for some days I'm not present online, I'm not that constant Instagram type of girl. I'm not even having an Instagram account. Um, my work is more subtle, and those of you who feel it, I'm very grateful for you being aware. Some colleagues of mine have met me this summer for the first time in physical, and they were aware that we were working together in the subtle realms, and it's been an awe for me to see that some are not the same, even without the Instagram posts, even without the constant posting on Facebook, even without my answering your comments all the time, because literally sometimes I'm not aware of them and I'm somewhere else and not online. And for example, in India or Peru or Egypt, sometimes the Wi-Fi in the areas that I'm traveling is not completely accurate. And please trust that I'm with you, even if online. You don't see me that much all the time. And let's connect and share soul at a deeper level. And see you next Thursday if you decide to join this online class and participate to our weekly meditation and sharing. And if you need it on video only and not participate to the live version of it, you can find the video version on the events section of our page. But so far, for the online training, you can register today, have a nice payment plan if you need it, and be with me each Thursday for a deep, profound sharing and soul experience. See you soon and blessings to all.